G'day, welcome back to Brooksy's Car Restorations. On today's episode, well, part of today's episode, we're going to do a bit of work on I am doing this now because in about a week I am doing a bit of a trip, going up to see my brother and my best mate in the middle of Queensland, and I want to set the van up so I can go camping out of it basically. So what we're up to, I never got around to doing this before. When I bought the car, I'm going to drop all the seats, take them all out, give it a proper clean. What we're doing is, I used to have a dual battery set up in ouch, my head, in the, and it doesn't move around. No, okay, that's cool.
Sideways and it won't come backwards. That's I just got to stop.
Nice.
Going forward. I just made you a ton of cash. Look, it's paid for itself.
You can't wait for me to pull the seats out. You have to go under the seats and get all the stuff before I get to it.
I was looking for some of the mount the rest. Oh,
that could be painful.
You found that.
Oh, nice.
And your little pony as well.
I've been missing that.
Yeah, you can go to sleep now.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Sweet. Score. Anyways, we're remounting my dual battery setup that I had in my Land Rover. So yeah, this underneath the seats are obviously disgusting. You can't get into them properly with a vacuum, but Dad's just ripping everything out by barehanded, just doesn't care. Anyways, I'm gonna carry on with the clean eventually, or he can do it for me. Either way, I'm not gonna be upset. So setting up the dual battery setup, putting in the, what's it called, wires, what's that wire?
The Anderson plug.
The Anderson plug, yep. So I can use my solar panels, that's the one. And just giving this car a proper once over with a nice detail and what do you call it, shampoo, vacuum, etc, which will take up probably most of my afternoon today, maybe some of tomorrow. Probably not. I'll probably just get it all done, smashed out today, which will be a lot easier without the seats in the car. And then let it dry out overnight and tomorrow put it back in tomorrow. But going away for a week or so. So I don't know if I'll end up doing a vlog while I'm away or not, but yeah. So that's what we're up to today. It's not going to be the usual interesting classic stuff, although if you want to see a car without seats in it, it could be interesting. And just setting up some wiring and stuff so I can run my fridge and other fun stuff. So this will be set up in here, and the kids will, be able to run their iPads and stuff off this thing and charge different stuff. And it's got the 12 volt outlets, UBS, all that fun stuff. Anyways, we'll get into it. So we've taken the seats out, the back ones anyways. Couldn't get to the front ones where we are at the moment. Partially got that set up. We've just completely scrubbed all this out. I'm gonna come back for and shampoo it. But even underneath there, more storage space for camping. It's pretty sick. And then on the other side as well,
I got that wiring done at the front too.
Everything's spotless. Hello. But underneath these seats, like I should have showed you, but I mean it was disgusting. You can sort of still see some of it, but it had all this. I'm not finished cleaning it out obviously, but it had a lot of crap all built in underneath the stuff and that, and and then Dad's got that hooked up.
Cable's coming through on that.
It's not working. Oh, there it goes. And almost got the other bit hooked up as well at the back. Just got it waiting for the
When the seats go back in, we can hook that earth up. And that's all
Yep.
that has to happen.
Alright, so we'll get back into it again tomorrow. It's getting dark, sun's going down, got to feed kids, etc, etc. So the floors are coming up really nice. I even got the missus, convinced the missus to give me a hand. Gonna get it all nice and polished up for our camping trip. Hey mummy. My sexy Terry. Yeah, she's good at getting in all the little nooks and crannies and stuff. I'm too I just, yeah. Anyways, Dad's coming over shortly. We'll finish wiring in the battery, or mounting it, putting the seats back in, and yeah, give everything a nice polish. Put some more leather restoration in the seats, get them all nice and shiny. Just yeah, give it a nice polish. If you go back a few videos, for when I bought this car, you can see exactly the sort of condition it was in when I got it. It was disgusting, absolutely disgusting, full of dog hair and all the rest of it. So it's needed a really good clean and polish. And yeah, in a bit we'll get back on the Triumph. I'm spending the rest of the week on the Triumph trying to get it turned over and moving. Who knows? We'll either be doing a brake pull apart or a carby pull apart potentially. One way or another, into the brake booster, because it's making swooshy noises, so probably have to do a rebuild of the brake. I would like to try and get this one rebuilt so it's an original part. Potentially that as well. We've rebuilt them before. They're not that hard to do. People are a bit too throwaway these days. Look at that, the old man has just pulled up. So for a bit of fun, I paid the bloody $5. Now I'm not giving any brands or whatever else, but it was basically suggested to me on Facebook or some crap and reckons it can pull out dents. I thought, for $5, it's perked my interest. So we've got a nasty little dent in the back of the Grand Voyager. I'm gonna mess around with. I don't know how well you can see that dent, but we're gonna chuck this fella in the middle. Probably should clean the dust off it so it gets a bit of suction. Chuck it on there. See what happens, eh? Oh, that was cool, actually. See if it's pulling it out a bit. I think I need to get the surface a bit cleaner so it suctions better. So I'm back in a second. So yeah, I missed it, but I just gave it one good tug and dent's gone. The whole bloody dent's gone. I can't believe that. That's insane.
You're insane, Dad.
I'm insane. I mean, you're insane.
That is completely gone, right, Dad?
I'm insane.
That's completely gone,
I
right?
was sitting there watching it, you just give it a big yank.
Yeah, I didn't think it would work. Honestly, didn't think it would work, so I stopped filming.
That is amazing. There is a slight crease just below there, but that is perfect. That's amazing.
I'm gonna film the next one. So what I did was, it wasn't sticking properly. Was I cleaned off all the dust. I cleaned off all the dust again, and with just one pull, she just went pop, big loud crack, and it was fixed. I was like, it was insane.
Show it from this angle, you can see.
Yeah. Well, I showed before and after, so at least. Yeah, well, there's another few dents I'm going to play around with, so we'll see what happens. Alright, there's another little dent here in the guard. Don't know how well you can see it. It's not like a massive din or anything. So I'm not sure how this will work on the guard or whatever. But it hasn't fully perfectly pulled it out because there's still, I can't get the suction cap on that little lip there, but the top part has come out pretty nicely. Obviously it's hard to film this, and anyways, you get the idea. And the next one, so it's hard to see, but there's a slight dent just there too. So probably won't film that one. It's not all that interesting. There's a little bit of a dent in there too. I don't know how well you can see it. And a bit of a ripple there. So yeah, I'll just knock those out off camera. So just an update. Getting close to being done with the van. Got all the seats back in. Some battery setup. Everything's looking pretty fresh and clean in the back. I've got two more things that I potentially want to do before I I'm happy to what do you call it? Right, feel happy enough to sort of trust this car and that. One of those things isn't a trust issue, but address this door handle. I've got the parts coming for both this one and this one. Now they're not going to be chrome, but we can fix that. We can change the others to black potentially, or just don't care. And lastly, I did all the fluids in this thing except for the radiator. Now, come on, you mongrel. It's pretty nasty in there. Very, very nasty in there. So, to be safe, to be sure, some radiator flush. So if you can't get this barbed wire cleaned out, yeah, I don't know why a car with such low kilometers would have such a disgusting radiator, but the way the previous owner treated this, I wouldn't be surprised if it's probably been about 50,000, but since it was changed or longer. So, is what it is. And update on the Triumph. So yesterday Dad and I were playing with it. We almost got it to bust off. We checked compression. All the cylinders had compression, bar the very back one. The compression in the back one was a little bit weak, but still it should probably potentially run off 5 cylinders. However, I broke a spark plug messing around with it. So we got 6 new spark plugs, and after I do the flush, I'm going to put those in and try again. So yeah, that's basically where we're up to. Surprisingly, the coolant wasn't really that dirty, which is weird because at the top of the radiator it's disgusting. And I'm also concerned not a lot of stuff come out of it. So do they just not hold a lot of water anymore, or it's not a big thick radiator? Well, let's put the hose down there and see what happens. Well, I guess it's not that concerning. I'm going to do the clean anyways. Better to be safe than sorry. And I've already got this stuff, so I'll be back soon with the Triumph stuff. This is not that interesting, but you know, that's what I'm up to. Got to get this car ready to go. Going away next week, like I said. So in the previous part of the video, I showed you the before, and I'll show you the after now of the handles that we were fixing, or I was fixing. Sorry. Now, this one was completely dislocated, or whatever, it was snapped off in here. Now it works again perfectly fine. All hands free, somewhat. And the door was completely snapped off. There wasn't even a handle there. Inside, it's now working again. Inside, there's a metal thing that goes from the back of the door handle down to here. It's like a straight bit of what do you call it? Metal. It was completely missing as well, and the screws in the back of this were missing too, so we had to get new screws for that and build a bar that and shape it. Dad did all that so that the handle will open that. And I can't remember whether I showed you the dual battery setup in there now. This sounds like it's got water in the door. Oh, that's not good. Now, also for fun, I did the coolant, and now we seem to be leaking coolant from time to time. Anyways, all right. Now going back to the Triumph. I don't remember if I said this, but we snapped off one of the plugs, so I'm putting all new plugs in. So to check and gap all these plugs, all the new ones, make sure they're going properly, make sure the threads and everything are fine. Now, I really want to get this done today. Really want to get this started. It may or may not happen, but you've got to set goals. I was watching a YouTube friend of mine's video the other day. He's rebuilding a Triumph GT6, and the engine's almost identical. And he was having the same issues as I was. Anyways, long story short, he cleaned out his carbies, the needle and seat and the carbies and whatever else, and that seemed to be enough to sort of get the car going. I did off camera check all the compression. That's why I snapped this. All of the cylinders have got really good compression except for that very back one, and I couldn't really hit this, couldn't really get those what do you call it, yeah, couldn't hit them properly, the valves. I couldn't get them, so maybe they're not seating as well as they should be. So if my attempts don't work of putting the new plugs in, I'm going to the, what do you call it, fuel pump is working, so I'm going to hook the fuel pump up and get the carbies running off the fuel pump, hopefully. And then if that still doesn't work, I'm going to pull the carbies apart and clean them and put them back and potentially rebuild them if they need rebuilding, and try again. So that's what we're going to try and get done today. I will be going away next week, so I may not get any video out, or if I do, it'll just be a camping vlog of some sort maybe. So we'll see how we go. Okay, I've got all the new spark plugs in. I've hooked up a fuel line I don't know how well you can see it, to the fuel pump. I don't have a clamp for it, so I'm holding it on with my vice grips, and I've got it running down into my tank. So we're going to crank it over until it starts squirting fuel. That way we know the line's all cleaned out and what have you. And then I'm going to reconnect that, and hopefully we'll get all new fuel into our carbies. Now let's see how long it takes to get fuel out of this little area over here. Alright. It's squirting. Not a lot, but it's squirting.
Huh? There's
Let's
stuff like
might
5
prime it a little bit more, see what happens. Alright, first crack. Let's see if she'll turn over today. Come on, baby girl. Come on. See if these things are open or not. Smelling fuel. That's a good sign. Right, let's see if that makes a difference. Right, ready for the fireball. Nope.
I'm so cold I'm about to fall down, Mommy. Help.
I've got that squirting in the fuel filter now.
Fall down. Help.
Alright, let's have another crack.
What it be?
Alright, we'll be back. Well, again, no luck even off camera. It almost wants to turn over, like you can hear it, and it's like trying to just about almost turning over, but it just won't quite turn over. So the next step is to clean up those carbies, get the needle and seat nice and clean, and yeah, I'm still not 100% sure that they're getting fuel through to the carbies, but yeah. Anywho, so we'll be back with that in very shortly, I guess. Well, I ran my battery pack absolutely bloody dead again. So yeah, time to pull the carbies apart or start pulling them apart. Don't know how much time I get to do them today, but I've got to put a video out this week if I can. Otherwise, it might be a while before I get another one out. Right. Well, this is quite interesting to see. So the inside of my carby is relatively clean. Even the rubber is still soft and quite nice. It's almost like it's been just recently rebuilt. But oops. But that needle is disgusting. Down in there's not bad though. Not bad at all. So we'll give the needle a good bloody wash out, and yeah, I'm trying to avoid pulling the carby completely off the car because I'm only cleaning the seat and underneath. So we'll see how we go. Alright, so I got that as clean as I could with a bit of throttle / carby cleaner and some very fine sandpaper, and I've given that a good squirt and a wipe out. Not that it really needed it, but I've done it anyways. I'm going to push this one back in. FYI, the needle on this thing is super sharp. I stabbed myself in the thumb with it and it hasn't stopped bleeding. Fun. Oh, that feels really nice. Alright, so yeah, we'll put the spring and the thing back in there, and I'll pull the bottom off and have a look what the bottom looks like, and then we'll do the same to the other carby. But that's a hell of a lot cleaner than it was, and carbies don't have to be real dirty not to work properly. So that we could have just saved its life potentially by doing that. So but we'll see. Anyways, back in a second when I get the bowl off. Unfortunately, I think the bottom of these carbies are disgusting, and I can't really take them off on the engine. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take them off the engine. Sorry, So yeah, I'll take both these carbies off, fix them up, and put them back on. That sucks. Unfortunately, I didn't get this on camera, but I was able to get petrol coming through to both of these ends. However, I ended up squirting myself in the eye, which wasn't much fun. So yeah, that's where we're up to. I'll probably record this for another video if I get time this week, because in about 2 days we're going on holidays. So yeah, school holidays, going for a cruise around, seeing my best mate, my brother. So yeah, sorry about that, but we'll get back to it soon, and yeah, to be continued.